nunchucks where you had to use rhythm controllers to extend your combos.
That's amazing.
Before that was a Hello Kitty Windjammers game. And I'm literally just like, I need this in my life. Just inject this straight into my veins. I want to watch this as much as possible.
Both of those games should be esports on their own.
Absolutely.
Just by, oh my God. What is, oh God, it's so loud.
Well, if I didn't have a headache earlier, I definitely have one now.
That's the mystery game. Can you survive or will your brain explode? Oh my gosh.
All right, so Cosolix and Wrenched, as you mentioned. I see Cosolix in the jersey. Tell me about his team.
Yeah, so Cosolix is sponsored by Global Breakout, and then on the other side, Wrench normally would be wearing his jersey. He's wearing that Spiff hoodie over it, but he is sponsored by the same sponsor that Sandstorm has, which is Wildcard. Okay. So they are sponsor mates. So
That's
hopefully
dope.
he can take some of the energy that Sandstorm is bringing to both Brawlhalla and Smash at the event and channel it into himself in the mystery game tournament. He is already out of 1v1s, and then 2v2s ended on Friday. We played all the way through that on Friday. So he's out of 1v1, he's out of 2v2. If he wants to hoist that championship gold up, if he wants to claim a tournament, this is his last chance.
Now, are either of these players bounty players?
No.
And that is a unique thing we need to talk about as well for you guys. There are, I believe, 4 players.
Yes.
ECM is one of them, to my knowledge, of course.
Yes.
Being the Smash connoisseur that he is. But there are 4 players that have bounties attached to them, which means in winners and a losers side, whoever knocks them out of either side of that bracket gets an additional, I believe it's, I'm not sure the exact price
I don't
amount,
know the
but
exact number either.
It's a little bit extra.
But
so.
yeah, Foda is one of them, who is the esports director for Brawlhalla. Then we also have ESAM, like you said. We have Zora, who's a Rivals guy. And then we have Sandstorm, who is the just almost undefeatable player in Brawlhalla. The world champion, the man who has been undefeated on LAN in singles since November of last year. Now, with these 2 character picks, Cosolix is probably at a complete loss because that's Dusk. He has, you see the orb, he just threw away the spear. Now on the other side, Wrench is playing Jala, who has Sword, which he's familiar with, but Axe that he might not be familiar with. Now the thing with Axe is it has really long startup frames. It can sometimes have a lot of active frames, which is good and bad, but it also has long recovery frames. The trade-off for that is high damage. So if he can find good strings and good combos with that Axe, he can just chunk away Cosolix's life bar.
Now tell me, so I know there's the 2 weapons between them. Does it swap between them when you see the weapon spawns, or is it RNG going for
It's 50-50.
Okay.
So the first one you get, the next one you pick up, you're going to get the other one. So you might see players priming their next weapon pickup. Like if they have orb and they only want orb, they'll pick up a spear, throw it away. Before their orb despawns, they'll pick that one back up. So the next pickup is an orb.
Gotcha.
Now it seems like that's what Cosolix wants to do. He wants to stay on the orb. That's what he took the first stock away from.
Yeah, he looks pretty confident in this for sure.
Which I'm a little bit surprised at. He's been a Lance man for the longest time. Not a lot of players playing Orb in Brawlhalla, which is the newest weapon. Some people unfamiliar with it, but also some people just kind of sticking to the old thing that they like.
And we see Wrench, opting primarily for the Axe as well. He's doing pretty well, but it is that startup you're starting him at. I'm wondering if the taunt too.
Double taunt. Now I think probably he might swap to the sword here if he wants to maybe go for the more damage that he's used to, but he is actually going to the Axe. I think he wants that big chunking damage, that high damage per move. So he's going to have to hit less moves than Cosolix will to do the same amount of damage.
Nice dodge there too.
Ooh, that ground pound right on the corner, completely spiking him down. Now Cosolix is up, basically a full stock right now. For those unfamiliar with Brawlhalla, you spawn with white health, then it goes into yellow, then it goes into orange, and then in red is usually your kill time. It'll go almost all the way to black in terms of visual color change, but there's also damage in the game. So when you get about to maybe 150, that's when you can really start killing. But like Cosolix just killed reasonably early. Jala is a very high-strength character, so that was a signature coming out. That is a move that has a lot of variable force. That can be a solid kill move. That was actually a pretty early stock that Wrenched was able to take there, and we're basically back to even.
Gotcha. And do we know if this is going to be best of 1 for...
I have no clue. I'll get the nod from production on that. Now, of course, this is going to be best of 3. We're getting the confirmation on that until winners finals.
Gotcha.
Almost. He just had enough iframes to get through that Axe recovery. Now Wrench is picking up another Axe. Now this map, the blast zones are really, really far away. So you might have higher damage numbers. If you aren't getting gimps on the edge or picking up signatures in the right spot, you might see people surviving very far.
That's always one of the things that's kind of fascinating about Brawlhalla is the aerial movement for these characters.
Yes.
You have so much offstage movement options available to you, and so you're able to do a lot with it. And it's really interesting watching these two players who are very confident with this really go out there and extend these advantage situations.
Yeah, that's something that's in Brawlhalla that's different than a lot of other platform fighters. Is other platform fighters will have, like, you grab the corner of that edge. One, we have a lot more jumps. Every character has the same amount of jumps. They'll have two once you're in the air, and then an air dodge. And then also your recovery, your up B if you're a Smash player. Oh, that's a gun recovery right there. That's going to kill off the top. We talked about Shipwreck being a very, very big map where the blast zones are far away. This is the complete polar opposite. This has very close blast zones. You'll get gun recovery kills so early. Now, both of these players are playing with blasters. And I think overall, in terms of time, Wrench probably has more experience on the blasters. He's played Lucian in the past, which is a Qatar blaster character. That's a beautiful down air. And the gravity cancel, if you expend your spot dodge in the air, you can cancel it early into a grounded move. Oh, he's just completely running this edge guard situation.
At this point, you're wondering if he's going to eventually just concede the second game here. This is looking very dominant in Wrench's favor.
Now, one thing that normally would be really good for Cosolix is he's playing Barraza, who has a ton of defense, which means he's going to survive a lot longer. But on this map, you can kind of just completely null and void that because the blast zones are just that close. And Wrench is playing a high strength character, so the moves are going to do more damage, and they're going to send farther when he hits. Beautiful dare. The weapon toss probably would have bonked him on the head, but he didn't even need that. He was already dead. Cosolix fighting his way back in this, but Cosolix is on his final stock, almost in the red. That's almost kill time, and Wrench is he's just unarmed sidelining him. As he approaches, there's another one. He's adding insult to injury. The gravity cancel sidelight, trying to come in with the side air. Almost. He was a little bit too deep in the push-off column. Didn't ride that wall right down with that ground pounder. That might have been the stock. Wrench is just playing with his food. Like, he knows how far he is in the lead right now. Except he is down a game, and this is best of 3. So, like, maybe if you wrap this up a little bit better, he still runs a risk here. If Cosolix starts doing something big, the bottom side of that recovery almost connecting, you're seeing him just sitting around that weapon spawn. He wants to use that weapon spawn as a trap for Wrenched.
And you've talked about it in the previous game about how strong of a weapon sequence Axe has got as well. You see Cosolix using that to his advantage. You know, if he does able to take the stock, it would not surprise me if we actually see him make some kind of comeback here.
You're going to see him throw the blasters away. He wants to go to the Axe. That's going to... dash in, down heavy. Now, you don't have signatures on the unarmed kit. Everybody has the exact same unarmed kit, but you still do have heavy attacks. So that was a dash in, down heavy, kind of like a little disco dance on the floor where you swinging your legs around. It hits in front. It hits behind. And then you saw Wrench hit the whoa right afterward. He's having fun. He's having fun. Oh no, you can hear everybody in the background. This is Cosolix on Ulgrim. This is a Lance legend. He's probably not even going to worry about the Axe. This is Wrenched on Koji, which he has experience with the sword coming from his main Asuri, but I don't know if Wrenched even has a bow. I mean, he's played Ember a little bit in the past, which is Katars and bow, but you see Cosolix charging up that chainsaw. You can, sometimes signatures will behave differently than others in terms of you can charge them up to make it more powerful with a longer startup, but you can also, like the down signature on Ulgrim's Lance, you can charge that up just holding that chainsaw out there. It's active the entire time you're holding it.
So Wrench not looking too bad. We're looking at the health bars in the corner. Not too much of a difference between them at the moment.
Yeah, they're pretty much dead even so far. Cosolix seeming maybe a little bit lost with this Axe playing into bow. Oh, the gravity cancel down signature. Gonna take off in the corner. What is Wrench doing? Okay. Wrench throwing his weapon away. Here comes the weapon spawn in. He's going for the sidelight Sair, which is a popular combo that pretty much only Cosolix will really go for. It's not true. He has sidelight neutral air, which is the kind of spinning 360-degree motion that I'll point out when it happens again. He did find the Sair on its own there, evening the stocks up just a little bit behind in terms of damage. Trying to juggle just a little bit with the nair. The weapon toss coming down, interrupting him. The neutral signature from Wrench, backing up just a little bit, trying to completely control that ground as Cosolix starts to land. There's the D-Light side air, the classic sword true combo. Ooh, the gravity cancel down signature just a little bit too high. The side signature from Cosolix.
And he wants nothing to do with that X, so you see him immediately switch back.
Oh, pacing perfectly, getting out of the way of all of Cosolix's moves, just completely overspacing them, finding the downlight right on that corner, hitting the Sair. Is Wrench going to beat Cosolix on a Lance character while he's playing Koji? That is not what I, and definitely what the crowd wouldn't have expected either, because you heard the reaction that came out when they saw that Cosolix got a Lance character.
Already down the orange on this last stock, getting very close to that red health as well. So it's really dominant. He hasn't been able to get those initial hits.
Yeah, Wrench is on the verge of a 2-stock here. That would be quite big. And this is game 3 in this best of 3, big side air. I don't know where that weapon toss went, whether it was above or behind or below Wrenched. He has the Lance. He's just gonna wait. He didn't need to edge guard there. Wrench didn't have enough in-air movement options to get back. You have a limited number of jumps. You have your air dodge, and you have your recovery option to get back. There's the nice side air, almost sending Cosolix off screen. Charging up that Lance recovery to get back. Is Wrench gonna go for the side light options again? There's the gravity cancel side light. That little swift side kick. Ooh, gravity cancel down sig. That's gonna be Wrenched beating Cosolix on a Lance character. Not what I would have expected. That is definitely an upset. Let's see if we have a link to